Hello, welcome to the third game of my league season against Yurikamome. Rated off, previews off, show VP counter, spectators, dislike banned. I am ready when they are. I'm currently sitting at first place, tied with Russ 2, but I've had some good luck in my matches, and Yuri is a really good opponent. They've beaten me in matches before, so I'm going to have to play my best here. Okay. So, Cobbler gains cards costing up to 4, which means Cobbler can gain, like, Mastermind if you Family of Inventor Mastermind. I'm pretty sure I want to get old maps. This is a crazy kingdom. Because I want to get Voyages. Probably. The only thing is Ratcatcher, so that's something I want to look out for, how I can get Ratcatchers. I'm thinking about opening with Ratcatcher, Cobbler. To start with, Cobbler will just gain like more Ratcatchers and Underlings, and then Cobbler will be gaining Masterminds or cards to play on your Masterminds. And then you build up an engine with that, maybe do some trashing with Market Squares to get +3 coins, and Market Square Peddler is also a combo. You get a bunch of Market Squares, a bunch of Peddlers. So I think I am going to open with Ratcatcher and Cobbler, and then build up a Market Square Peddler engine, and I don't think Gardens will come into play, except maybe a little bit at the end. I'm not worried about them getting an old map and blocking me that pile. I can cobble one, or I can take a bunch of Voyages. So the Voyages don't do a lot, given that I'm doing this Market Square Peddler spam. But I think I do want to thin no matter what, so I think I'm going to open with the Ratcatcher. And they may Family of Invent something, which changes my opinion. So if they put the Family of Inventors token on Cobbler, for example, I don't have to use mine, and then I can use it the next turn. This is a really tricky one. I think I do want to get one old map, one Underling, just so I have some ability to lower costs of things. Lowering the cost of Market Squares or Peddlers lets us ramp those piles up really fast. We can also like play Market Square and then mole the Peddlers to get 4 actions in play. So that's something to watch out for. I'm like slightly worried that the Cobbler open is too slow, but I think it's just going to gain me value cards fast enough that it's worthwhile. And I can always gain a card and then play it as Way of the Mole in order to cycle. And cards in play for Way of the Mole count for Peddler. So there's just a lot going on here. And I feel good to be first player in a kingdom that's this fast. Okay, this is an amazing draw. I can get either a second Cobbler. I didn't draw the Ratcatcher, I guess, but I can either get a second Cobbler or something else. I think I'm going to take a second Cobbler to get 2 going. Here I can take a second Ratcatcher. I can take an Underling. I can already take a Market Square. I can't really already take a Market Square. I could just take a second Ratcatcher, get 2 Ratcatchers in play for next turn. I can also play a Ratcatcher and then play another as something. The old map ends up triggering a shuffle here, which is actually a pretty good shuffle, right? I have Copper Estates. Those are all Coppers in Cobbler. So if I get an old map, I play the Ratcatcher, I draw like a Copper, I just have 3 at the end, and I've triggered a reshuffle with all these good cards in it. Although then I don't have things to Ratcatch. So maybe I just gain another Ratcatcher, play both, and have 3 buy a Market Square with the plan to do the Market Square stuff, and I think that's more important than getting an old map or an Underling. So here I think I'm just going to trash the 1 estate and buy another Market Square. And next turn I can cobble a Mastermind this turn, which is great. Get that into play immediately. And then triple play this market square that's down there. They, of course, can do the same thing. Or I can cobble a market square next turn. That actually seems better, maybe? I'm not sure of that. And we're getting like 4 Peddlers, and then the Peddler pile now runs. I think I would rather have overlapping market squares, though. Overlapping Masterminds. So I think it's worthwhile to cobble a Mastermind next turn. It looks like they cobbled a Cobbler. So I think I'm going to stick with my plan and go with the market square. And I just don't... What is the text of Voyage? Okay, how do I see the text of Voyage? Only which you can only play 3 cards from your hand. So playing a card 3 times doesn't count, but it kind of nerfs the Mastermind. I think I'm just taking more market squares. So I can triple play this market square to start my turn. And then I'm going to get to buy, hopefully, like 4 Peddlers, depending on what I draw the rest of the turn. I'll have what in play? Mastermind. Okay, they're tripling Masterminds. So they're going for some kind of stack there. We'll start by Masterminding the market square. I guess we will play that. So if I gain a Mastermind here, Peddlers cost what? 4 still? So it turns I gain a Mastermind and draw it, and then if I gain a Mastermind and draw it, I can play this, and then I can buy 2 things. Is there ever a world where I buy a Pillage to block them? I don't know. I wish I would have drawn more of my cards here. I guess I want to have a Mastermind coming into play next turn, so I will do that. Okay, so I can get 2 Peddlers here, or like Peddler, market square. I didn't find either of the Ratcatchers, which is frustrating. But this turn I should be able to play like triple play market square, Ratcatcher, Ratcatcher. They're like drawing their deck here before they cobble stuff. Are they going to be able to cobble Mastermind every turn? Doesn't look like they played a Cobbler last turn. Did I miss that? No, they did. What did they gain? They gained a market square. Okay, so they don't have any Masterminds in play this turn, which seems like a huge win for me. Because I am going to get a Mastermind into play for next turn with Cobbler, maybe even a second. So I think because they didn't draw a market square, they had to gain 1. I think I should win this game pretty easily here if I just pay attention and count gains. So I have 1 market square, 2 market squares, 3 market squares, 4 market squares. So they have 1 market square. So they only have 2 buys right now, plus however many Cobblers they put into play. I don't think I can 3-pile this turn. But there's a world where I like take a province just to make sure. We've both trashed 2 estates, so probably will not trash another estate. Okay, they played a Cobbler, so they can gain another market square, and that gives them 3 market squares. And they would have 4 buys next turn. I'm going to start by masterminding a market square. And I think I do want to gain another mastermind for next turn. The alternative is to just gain another market square. I think having 2 masterminds next turn sort of conceal the win here. Okay, I'm going to play both these. I'm going to spin this Ratcatcher. I would really like to find... I have Peddler down there. I have Cobbler down there as well. Okay, so I had counted my opponent can gain what? My opponent has 3 market squares. 1, 2, 3. So my opponent gained a 4th market square that gives them 5 buys. That gives them 5 buys by my count. And how do I win the game? I have 7 coppers, so I'm only getting to like 6 coins, I think 7, 8 coins. If I triple play a market square and triple play a Peddler, for example, I can get to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 coins. I don't think I can pile estates, but I should have a pretty dominant lead and can just start taking like double provinces pretty well. I do believe I bottom decked a market square and a Peddler. So I think I'm pretty happy to take 6 Peddlers here. And since they don't have a mastermind, at most they can play 1 mastermind this turn. They're going to have much less money than me and much less draw. So I think I'm pretty happy to take 6 Peddlers here. And I'm not missing some source of gains, I don't think. I guess there's a world where I gain an Underling off of this Cobbler, lower the cost of Ratcatcher to 1, and then it takes 16 to pile. But I'm pretty happy, I think, just take 6 Peddlers. Yep, as I thought, the market square. So I can gain an Underling. I have 7 coppers and 7 Peddlers or something. So that's 14 money is kind of my max money, so I can't really pile out estates, but it seems tough for them to... What am I thinking? It seems tough for them to get multiple masterminds into play this turn, which I can. And it also seems possible for me to gain things. It seems really hard for them to get enough coins and enough buys. Now I have a 7-3 Peddler lead. I have I guess it's 3-3 on market squares. So maybe it's only 3 to... No, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4-2 on market squares. And if they gain market squares at all this turn, I can threaten to 3-pile those. We'll see what they gain here. This is just a tough turn for them without having a mastermind. They kind of have to give up this whole turn, and I can build or do something. I think I will thin copper, probably, depending on what they buy. I guess I have to wait and see what they buy here. Okay. So this is not a great turn for them, for sure. All right, I think I'm always going to mastermind a Peddler. I don't see much reason to mastermind 2 market squares. Okay, so now I have to decide if I'm masterminding both Peddlers or Market Squares. I don't think I'm going for the pile out and buys here. I think I'm going to buy like a province and get Masterminds into play and just repeat this whole thing next turn. Having Mastermind and Cobblers, I really do need to find the other Cobbler, I guess. Although I guess I'd rather find the Mastermind than the Cobbler. So I don't think I'm seeing a pile out coming this turn. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep with the plan. Cobbler gains. Mastermind will thin 1 copper out. Oh, I can gain golds. I don't think I want them. I really don't think I want them. Okay, where is our other Mastermind? It is the literal bottom card of our deck. Okay, we did hit 17, which is good. We get a Cobbler in play if we want it. Our opponent has 2 Cobblers, so they can gain 2 Masterminds if they want. Do I want to gain more Masterminds? Do I want to look to 3 pile next turn? What would that look like? So if my opponent gains... My opponent's going to have a real tough time generating coins, I think is the issue. I feel pretty safe if I gain a province here. But I don't have double Mastermind, sadly, because of literal bottom decking the Mastermind. Sad times. So I can't just go double province and commit to playing a little bit of a longer game and have this huge lead on Peddlers. And my opponent's going to be able to do a couple of double Mastermind turns, but they're also lowering the Mastermind pile every turn, which makes life difficult, and I'm lowering piles. So I think I'm just going to go double province and Cobbler and see how big of a turn they have this turn. Pouring myself some water. Yeah, this may be aligned with like province triple Market Square or something. There's a world where I like gain Market Square and Underling, lower the price of Mastermind. I just don't see, I don't think they could generate enough coins, but I don't think it can be wrong to do what I just did here. I guess I can be slightly worried that I might not see an action card next turn in a deck with just 6 coppers, a state, 2 provinces. It seems so unlikely, and even if I see a Mastermind that I have to mull, it doesn't seem like the end of it doesn't seem like it can happen if I don't find the Cobbler and don't find any action cards this turn. So they're masterminding a Peddler, they're playing a Market Square, they're playing a couple of Masterminds. Yeah, they're getting 3 Masterminds in play here. So in theory, their next turn can be quite big. It's just, what are they triple playing? Okay, they're getting Gardens now. So 3 Masterminds, 2 Cobblers in play. The Gardens are only worth 2? It just seems like if I buy like a province and Underling or something here, I should be fine. I guess I'm going to triple play a Peddler. And I can Cobbler gain something. What does that want to be? Well, it seems pretty tough for me to hit province this turn, huh? Without having found any of my actions. I wonder if I just do Cobbler gain that Underling. It just gives me so much pile pressure being able to lower the Mastermind pile to 3. Okay, I guess we keep drawing to try to find 8, which we do. And I can lower here preemptively. So this is a question I can ask myself. if I lower preemptively, can I 3-pile next turn? I have 3 coppers, province. I think I have 2 peddlers, market squares, masterminds. It seems pretty unlikely I miss 5 actions. I have 3 coppers, province. I think every other card down there's an action card. I think I have market square, 2 masterminds, 4 peddlers, something like that. So if I lower the price of mastermind, for example, they would have to gain a mastermind, 4 market squares, and score 19 points. I guess I'm just not going to draw the Underling next turn very often to make that worthwhile. So I can just decide next turn what I want it to be. Oh yeah, I have a Cobbler in place. It doesn't, even if I somehow don't hit. So I think I can just gain a mastermind, triple play, mastermind, and peddler, and lowering the price of market square to 2 means I need 12 money to pile, which is not super reliable actually. But if they were to gain a mastermind, then it becomes like a trivial pile out for me. So they have a tough time actually gaining cards here. If I lower the Ratcatcher pile to 1, but then I still have 5 coins, which the mastermind pile is also 5 coins. So if I gain like a market square, lower the Ratcatcher pile to 1, that's 5 plus that's 14 money, which I had said I need 8 plus 12 money the other way. I do have to keep lowering the piles because the garden stuff will eventually pay off, but it just seems like a long way from now, and their deck should fall apart, not being able to play masterminds, not being able to play cobblers every turn. Makes it tough. If they're not able to mull, then they can't do stuff. But I think if I hadn't literally bottom decked my mastermind the previous shuffle, I would be... I would have probably, if not piled out, like completely sealed it, and I feel like there's a little bit of play here for Yuri. Again, I'm first player here, and I feel like I got pretty good draws early on. Okay, they're looking at voyages. I'm just not buying it. Is there something with distant lands, sunken treasures? I'm just not. I don't think I'm buying it. You can't play your cobblers. You can't play your masterminds. The wording on Mastermind is play a card from your hand 3 times. So you can only hit 3 things with Mastermind. You can't hit cobblers, so you can't have things to gain. They still have a state and 6 coppers or something, 5 coppers, and gardens. So they did not gain a voyage. Oh, they did gain a voyage this turn. All right, I guess we'll see how that goes. Unless I'm missing something. They want to buy distant shores. Masterminding on distant shores can lower the estate pile pretty quickly and give some garden points. Okay, they tripled the voyage. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I just don't quite see how they play enough masterminds to make it work, but maybe I'm crazy. I guess the advantage to the old maps is you don't have the problem I have where I absolute bottom deck something. We will see if this works. I kind of have no idea if this will work. I have a 16-point lead, so even if I like switch to Duchy Gardens, I should be able to gain 3 gardens pretty easily on my turn. Can they gain 7 gardens in 3 voyage turns? I don't believe it. I feel like Yeah, I have no idea. They're going to get a nice long time to think about it, I guess. This would be cool if it works. They're going to gain Gardens here and see what they get to triple. They have a 23 card deck, 28 card decks. Their Gardens are going to be worth 3, maybe 4 by the end. I just don't see how they can play multiple Cobblers, like how they're going to get Cobblers into play, how they're going to get Masterminds into play even. Obviously, Distant Shore is quite a nice hit to start with if you can draw that with a Mastermind in play. So you play like Distant Shore, Mastermind, Cobbler. But that's all the cards you play, and the next time you try to repeat. Okay, so they did just top deck the Distant Shore. So they just play 2 Cobblers here, Mastermind Cobbler. Yeah, I'm worried for sure. Now I feel really bad that I bottom decked that Mastermind. Okay. Yeah, so maybe they just pile out on estates here and win. That would be really cool if they do. Cobbler. They're not going to find that Distant Shore again, right? It was very lucky that they drew this at the top of the shuffle in this big deck. So they can gain a Cobbler. They can triple play something. Play 2 Cobblers. Yeah, they've got to go for it here. Like they're committed, because if they don't win here, I'm going to 3-pile very easily on my turn. One assumes. So both estates and Gardens and Cobblers are all going to run. I don't think they calculated out the win here, like deterministically, but it seems very likely that with best draw order, such as top decking the Distant Shore, they can get it. I'm going to be pretty tilted if the top decking of the Distant Shore versus the bottom decking of my Mastermind decides this game, when I feel like I was in a commanding position. But they had gained extra Cobblers. Let's see what they play here. They get to play 1 more card, which I assume is going to be something like a Cobbler, if they have it. Buy an estate. This seems tough. If they top deck the Distant Shore here, or they like triple play 3 things and get to the Distant Shore, I guess I'll be pretty tilted, but it's possible. This is such a thick deck, it seems unlikely, but it's possible. Really hard to say. It's a complicated endgame. And for sure, I thought they were close to resigning at some point, but getting the Voyage and doing this triple Voyage turn certainly is a cool way to play it, and possibly going to get them the win. If they don't top deck this Distant Shore on this turn, I think they just lose like immediately. That can't be right. Well, I guess they can triple play 3 cards. They have no Cobblers, so if they find in the top half of the deck the Distant Shore, they win, I guess. This is 31-35. So if they triple play 2 Market Squares and then a Distant Shore, they buy a state and some coppers and win. They can mole. Okay. Yeah, maybe with mole, they get to the Distant Shore always, or a decent amount of the time. I mean, they have to find it in the top 9, 18. Okay, all of a sudden that's a huge search space to find. But they don't have any buys, though. And they have to draw 3. They could not draw 3 actions here. They have a lot of cobblers and estates and coppers still. Where they could end. Okay, didn't find it yet. So they gained 3 estates off of Distant Shore. Now they don't even win, right? I'm very confused by this now. That was their last Mastermind play, right? So even the Distant Shore, all they do is gain 3 estates and then end turn. Okay, so I got lucky, it looks like. So we can triple play Peddler. And we can triple play Market Square and then gain an estate. They surely had me worried there, though. Whew, what a game. My heart is pounding. Yeah, I guess they only had 9 cards to see it because they only have 2 Masterminds in play, and that was the best line for them. So I think really well played from them from a behind position to put themselves in a chance to win the game by them. And I kind of win with first player there at the end. So we move on to game 2.